I've been making deep dive smartwatch reviews for almost a decade, and the more I test, the more I'm convinced Amazfit are really good about making excellent budget smartwatches. So is the Amazfit Active Max yet another proof? Let's inspect. Hi, so good to see you. I'm Michael, and this is the Amazfit Active Max, which has just one really big weakness, something that won't bother absolutely everyone though, but it's there. And at the same time, it is packed with tons of small, really great features that you probably need to hear about. And this might be one of the very best smartwatch gems that you can buy for under $200 in 2026. Let's find out. We go now for a health tracking deep dive. It's actually very easy for me to say at the front. Most of the parameters this watch measures are very accurate. Step counting is reliable, heart rate tracking is solid and consistent, stress monitoring is also well implemented, although it's worth mentioning that every brand defines and calculates stress in a slightly different way. You also get the standing reminders, which are helpful if you tend to not move for too long during days. And this is something that surprised me, the calorie tracking. I never really paid attention to this feature, but after seeing it recommended by a guy in the comments of a previous video and actually using it for a while, I realized it's very useful and well implemented. Then we have the HRV tracking, a BioCharge section, very interesting, recovery insights, and a large number of detailed health statistics that you can explore. And the best part is that everything important is available for free. Nothing essential is hidden behind a paywall, which is something not all competitors can say. Yes, Garmin, I'm looking at you. Overall, health tracking is impressive. Everything works well, except for sleep. Now, to be clear, the sleep tracking is not bad. In fact, it's solid and it's usable, but compared to most accurate devices out there, such as the Oura Ring 4, the precision is slightly behind what I was hoping to see. Interestingly, the way sleep and recovery are presented feels much closer to the Whoop way as opposed to Oura, so the experience is good and meaningful, just not class-leading. When it comes to workouts, the implementation is also decent. Among the newer trends, Zepp is clearly investing in Hyrox, and even with the relatively affordable Active Max, you will find many of these structured workouts. The watch supports more than 170 different workout types. The list is easy to customize, and for each and every activity there are many detailed settings and data screens. In real use, the experience is smooth, it's flexible, and chances are that if you enjoy tracking sports, this watch will cover everything that you need. What impressed me the most is that I came to this device directly from the twice more expensive T-Rex 3 Pro, and at no point did I feel like something was missing. Even when compared to chest strap heart rate sensor, the optical heart rate readings stay very close and consistent. Before we talk about the core specs, let's properly look at the design and the unboxing experience. Amazfit seem to be moving away from the older packaging style. I have to admit, kinda missed the previous experience, but honestly, as long as the product is well protected and we think about the nature and the presentation also looks clean, not a big deal. Just like most of their recent models, you need to attach the strap yourself, and this is actually a nice touch because once you do it, you immediately understand how easy it is to swap straps later. Here is the Active Max with my favorite orange strap from the Balance 2-pack, which is very breathable and comfortable for everyday wear. One interesting detail is the lock mechanism. It's a fresh approach, and while I initially had some concerns about durability, probably still have, the structure is metal all the way to the case, which is plastic. Yet, I tend to use my hands a lot during daily activities, and after 2 weeks, there are no signs of weakness or looseness. The top frame is made from aluminum alloy, the display is covered by hardened glass. However, there is something important to keep in mind. The glass is exposed. If you look at the scratches on the bezel of the T-Rex 3 Pro, you realize that without the protective frame, those marks would have been easily made directly on the display. So all the time, there's a real chance of scratching the glass. Apart from that, the design looks really good, clean, stylish, sporty and modern. But Personally, I always felt that many Amazfit watches looked a bit boring, but this one feels different. It manages to look sporty and elegant at the same time. Some technical specs on the side, and Active Max gets surprisingly close to Amazfit's more premium models. Has a fast processor, internal storage for music files, the Generation 6 BioTracker health sensor mentioned, and a large 658 mAh battery, which Amazfit rate for up to 25 days of use depending on your settings. Good specs, and I'll simply tell you what is missing compared to the most premium models from Amazfit. There is no NFC, which means no contactless payments, which is not a big deal in this price class. The vibration motor feels a bit cheaper, and the default vibration pattern was too long and slightly irritating for my taste. Fortunately, inside the Zepp app, you can create your own vibration pattern. I'm going to show you how. Just notice how easy it is. Tap for as long as you want it to stay, and after customizing it, the experience becomes better, or at least closer to what you prefer. There is also no Wi-Fi, which means downloading or uploading software, depending on the point of view, it takes longer, and transferring music files over Bluetooth 5.3 is not particularly fast. And there is no dedicated LED flashlight, although, well, of course, it's already configured in my end, just press and hold. You can still use the display as a flashlight. And this brings me to my favorite part of this watch. The display. It is excellent. This time, Amazfit are using a panel rated at up to 3000 nits of brightness, and this is probably the best display I've seen on a smartwatch under $200. Visibility angles are great, colors are vibrant, contrast is strong and the pixel density is high. I have absolutely no complaints here. Outdoors, visibility is also excellent, even under bright sunlight. Auto brightness works reliably and always-on mode remains clearly readable. This display alone makes the watch feel much more premium than its price suggests. There's only one small drawback. The default watch faces look good, but customization options are somewhat limited. You cannot freely adjust colors or change the fonts, which feels restrictive. Hopefully, this is something Amazfit can improve with some future software updates. About connectivity, the watch relies entirely on Bluetooth, and at first this might sound limiting. In reality, it's more capable than expected. You can make phone calls directly from your watch, you can connect external earbuds or headphones, you can also pair third-party sensors, such as chest strap heart rate monitors, just like with the T-Rex 3 Pro. Music files can be stored locally. You can also download maps directly on the watch for offline navigation. And speaking of navigation, GPS performance is very good. There are no fancy antenna marketing claims here, but in real-world use, the watch acquires signals quickly and tracks routes accurately with minimal errors. Now, let's dig deeper with the software ecosystem. One small feature I really like is the mini app that shows your current speed instantly without starting a workout. It's simple, but very practical. And yes, you can install a lot of these little apps. Zepp OS has become a very capable platform, still not as extensive as Wear OS or Apple's Watch OS, but getting very close to Garmin's ecosystem, and in some area, it actually feels more flexible. The watch face store is also full of good surprises and offers plenty of variety, majority of which for free. The interface is clean, logically structured and easy to navigate. Control is done with 2 buttons, and while I personally miss having a rotating crown, the functionality doesn't really suffer. The smartphone app is also decent. It's detailed, clearly structured, and recently updated to Generation 10 with a refreshed design. Includes some underrated features, such as the AI food recognition tool, which can be extremely helpful for people who are tracking their nutrition or trying to lose weight. All health statistics are well organized, and the BioCharge feature in particular has proven to be surprisingly accurate in my experience. If it shows you that you're ready to push harder, it's usually safe to trust that recommendation. There isn't much to criticize, but there are some limitations worth mentioning. Sleep tracking is not best in class. There is no NFC for payments, and no Wi-Fi, no eSIM version, and the display is not protected by a raised bezel. color and size options are also limited. In many ways, this feels like a sports watch which is built on the DNA of the T-Rex series, but without the heavy rugged protection and without the extra price. It includes most of Amazfit's best functionality to date, and in everyday use, it's never felt like a downgrade from the much more expensive model. For the price, I think the Active Max clearly exceeds the expectations. It's very easy to recommend, at least that's my opinion, and now I'd love to hear yours. So let me know what you think in the comments below if you're considering buying the watch, and only if you decide that you actually need it, then you can use my affiliate link in the description. Please do so. It's not an incentive to buy, it's a request to support my work on the channel. I recommend disabling extensions like Honey before purchasing because they can interfere with the creator's support. For the record, this is not a sponsored video. This smartwatch is something I've purchased with my own money. And thank you very much for watching this episode. And I guess I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye.